Well, Mrs. Miller taught us a lot of money, and we got to play a money game.
One thing that I enjoyed about our JE teacher is that we got to play games and learn at the same time.
I thought she was going to take us outside for extra recess or our substitute teacher, but then we just started learning about how to save money.
She taught us about how businesses work and what you do in businesses.
We talked about where farms and buildings should be, and factories and airports and homes and restaurants and stuff.
So in the restaurant game, we learn how to be entrepreneurs.
It takes a group to make it go well, and that if you don't work together, it fails. It's important to let kids understand at a young age so that they can live up to their opportunities as an adult.
If I wanna buy a house or buy a car, I can save my money from when I'm working.
I didn't know that she was volunteering for this, and so that makes me respect her more because she took time out of her own just to teach us about entrepreneurs and how to run a business. So thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Miller.
Thank you, Mrs. Miller. We had a lot of fun.
Thank you for volunteering. Thank you, Mrs. Miller, for being an awesome volunteer.
She's a very lovely lady.
My kind of claim to fame when I was, 7, 8, 9 years old, somewhere around there, I had the idea of being in a small town, of getting these rocks from, it's kind of crazy, but rocks from around the railways, and then actually selling them door to door. I talked my brother into working for me, and I'm like 8. And I just wanted to have some money to buy, stupid little magazines or candy or whatever. I wanted to have something. So that's probably where I started, but I actually sold rocks door to door.
If that is not an entrepreneurial spirit, I really don't know what is. He is uncomfortable if he's not uncomfortable. So it's good to be around somebody who really, he's not afraid to kind of wing it and learn it as he goes.
Andy, in my mind, exemplifies what a young entrepreneur is. He's willing to take risks. He's looking to look at challenges and opportunities and create something from nothing.
So I started working for the Acre Company, home improvement company. I was actually a telemarketer for 2 years, from 17 and a half to 19 and a half-ish, finally until they gave me a shot to go into sales. And I went into sales. And then I got out of college because I was doing both and it was very challenging. But I got into sales and I really, really liked it. I enjoyed it, made a considerable amount of money. It was fun, a lot of freedom. And I had a couple of mentors in that business by the name of Chuck Acree and Jim Miranda that kind of taught me everything I knew.
When faced with challenges, Andy will find a way around, under, over, or he'll go right through. When people say, nope, you can't do it, it can't be done, what are we gonna do, how is this gonna happen? He finds a way. One way or another, he finds a way, and his answer is always, we'll get through this, and we'll be better for it.
And then I read a book at the age of 27 called Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. And it was all about how much money do you make while you sleep? How much money do other people make you? And I was like, well, nobody, nothing.
The company that he founded, Tri-State Home Improvement. Tri-State is a company from the ground up that Andy created from his own ability as a salesman. He found an opportunity to take a skill set that he had. He can communicate with clients and customers in an exceptional way, gain their trust, and then put the partners in play that might serve them very well.
It's so crazy. When I started the company, you did everything. Like when I started Tri-State, I sold the jobs, ran the jobs, ordered jobs, I was secretary, janitor, I did everything. Because back then you could do everything. But the people that I have surrounded myself with, that I work with day in, day out, make everything kind of who we are.
The thing that impresses me most about Andy is just his is absolute can-do attitude. The guy is always up, he's always excited, he's always enthused, he's always willing to participate and play and have fun and go to work at the same time. He has a level of energy that I'm envious of.
Your mentors change throughout the years, and whether I'm learning from Mike Vondran as a businessman or a charitable man or marketing, or Joe Slavins from a banking standpoint, or a Paul Van Dyne from a business point. Tom Rudbeck taught me a lot in commercial real estate.
Andy is definitely a competitor. He doesn't like to lose, ever. And it doesn't matter what it involves. Really, it doesn't matter. If I have a computer that is newer than his, he wants to have the model newer.
I want to create more security, and everything that I've built to today, I just want to build it bigger, better, badder. You know, that's my goal. I want to acquire more businesses. I want to acquire more real estate. I want to build up Tri-State. I want to take everything to the next level. Everything I'm doing today in the next decade, if you can multiply that by many times, then that's a success.
My mother had told me since I was about 2 that I was going to college. I had no idea what college was. I had no idea how it was going to be paid for or where it was. I ended up at Iowa State with about $482 in my pocket. And it didn't take long to get rid of most of that. And fortunately, I found a Navy scholarship and became a midshipman. During those years, probably learned more leadership skills than I learned anything in the classroom. I had planned to make the Navy my career. And I had met my wife about 6 months before that, and she was not enamored with the Navy, to say the least. I didn't know how to do anything except Navy, so I decided I'd better go to law school. And I've been practicing law for nearly 59 years. And I've been administering the Bechtel Charitable Trust since 1988 when they became charitable.
But I've been amazed to learn that Dick is behind many of the improvements that I did not give Dick credit for initially. Dick is one of those folks that does it out of a selfless nature of service to the community. And we need more people like Dick. He's an outstanding mentor and example to all of us on how to serve our community in a selfless way for improvement for all.
By the definition of entrepreneur, there's no one man that I know of that's done more for the Quad Cities than Dick Bittner and the Bechtel Foundation. You know, Dick has done more to help change the face of this community than any other one man I know.
As of the end of last month, we'd given away nearly $70 million, and we have more than $80 million left. So that is the story of the Bechtel Charitable Trust, and that's illustrative of what they and we have been able to do for the community.
Great philanthropy through that entire time, at the same time, has grown a huge legacy that's going to continue going and contributing to this community for generations. And honestly, that was all done by Dick Bittner, both on the legal sense of establishing those funds, but more importantly, managing the growth and then the distribution. So that's pretty much all Dick Bittner.
Dick Bittner's fingerprints are all over the improvements of this community, whether it is its social network, its civic organizations, or its business community. Dick Bittner has been a mentor not only to folks within Palmer College, but throughout the Quad City community.
Dick is probably one of the best investment people I've ever known. To do what he's done inside that space, the returns he's been able to gain on the Bechtel Foundation itself blows away any other investment person I know of.
I want Dick to know that not only does he impact us through our major organizations that are associated with him, but we have children in the area. And I've been a participant with Junior Achievement, and Dick Bittner and his service to this organization have truly impacted the larger community.
He doesn't ask for it, and that's what makes him even more worthy of this award. And I'd just like to thank Dick for all he's done for this community, from taking care of kids to taking care of old people to helping redevelop downtowns. Dick Bittner's had his fingers on all of those.
And he works as a team, whether it's his son Jeff or his trusted staff member Lucy and others. His team of advisors have taken care of the Quad Cities for a long period of time.
My wife has been my wife for 62 years. I have 4 children, and fortunately, they've supported me because I haven't had as much time to spend with them as I should have.
The one thing that Dick's done by growing this Eyes of the Bechtel Trust and really having it there going forward is it really is going to be even more meaningful. It's been phenomenal to this point. It's going to be even more meaningful in years to come because I believe there are fewer of those great philanthropists left for the next generation.
I have a strong feeling for the community, and the mentorship that I received, particularly from Dave Palmer, says that you put back more than you take. Fortunately, the Bechtel Trust have allowed me to do that.
In high school, I actually worked for a grocery store, and they made me a manager of the frozen foods. And so my deal was to try and make the frozen foods the best in sales of any place in the store. So that really worked out pretty nicely. I actually got to that point and wound up having the best department in the Grand Union, which was really a nice accomplishment on it. So I've really kind of had that goal of, if you're going to do something, why can't you do it and kind of make it the best if you can? So when I graduated, I went to work for a company where I was actually doing pretty much what I'm doing today, is designing buildings, and really enjoyed it. Worked there for several years, but then I really decided to make a career change. And the career change was I was going to become a chiropractor. So I actually relocated out to Davenport, Iowa. I bought everything I owned. It was in a Camaro and a U-Haul trailer, and that was it. And started at Palmer College. And about 6 months into working at Palmer College, I really decided I needed to make some money. So I started working for a company that was called Kimmel, Jensen, Wager & Ray. And that was the beginning of KJWW. And I was the 16th person in the company. Graduated from Palmer College, passed all my national boards and state boards, and stayed with KJWW.
He is completely devoted to his business and has great expertise and success there. At the same time, his family is the dearest thing to Paul. When you talk with Paul, his wife Donna, who he has a fantastic relationship with, and his children are front of mind for Paul, and something that he openly shares stories, and you immediately get a sense that Paul's focus is on his family, and yet he still has a very successful business and professional life.
He has a long horizon, and he isn't winding down now, he's winding up. And so the idea that age is only a mindset, and Paul's mindset is to continue to grow and develop. And I admire that.
I really believe in doing what you love to do. So do what you love to do. I mean, life is short. Pick the things you really like to do and things you really are going to be good at. And when you pick those things, really try and make them big. In other words, don't go just a little bit. Go to the extraordinary and see if you can make it, instead of doubling, maybe 10 times it.
Paul is a man of great character, and those that know him know he has a tremendous amount of integrity and he has a lot of passion.
Paul is one of those unique individuals that not only is highly expert and talented as a professional in his own right, but is very down-to-earth, fun-loving, approachable, and is someone that you really seek out to spend time with.
As a company, embrace junior achievement. We really want to try and bring young people into engineering. We think it's a great career for children to think about as far as a profession. And by high school students, having them come in, having them job shadow.
Paul is a savvy businessman, and he's an aggressive businessman, and it's something that I think has provided him a level of expertise to show that helps support the success that he is now seeing in KJWW.
The company has really grown. It was 200 people when I took over as president back in 2003, and now we've just reached 950 people. So we've really grown quite a bit in the United States, plus we've also grown overseas. We do work in the Middle East, we have offices over in India. So it's really becomes quite an international company, but our headquarters is here in the Quad Cities.
They began opening up offices around the Midwest and continued to grow that. It became apparent that Paul was really one of the keys to driving the organization, and they had a lot of great growth, and they were doing growth the right way with talented people, maintaining a great reputation.
Looking at the growth and success of KJWW, I'd have to say is surrounding yourself with terrific people. We've got people that have been with this company ever since they graduated from college. So it's great people that do terrific things.